Hello everybody, it's me Eli. I want to make a video about what's been going on this April with me. So April's actually been very busy. So on the 9th, I had a caricature gig. There's this family that lives in the Fairfield area. Every time they have a kid and the kid has their first birthday party, they hire me out to do caricatures for the family. So I've gone to like 5 birthday parties and I've drawn a lot of the family already, but they still like seeing me again, I guess. I guess I'm kind of a part of the family now. I got to teach an art class. My boss, when I used to work at Expression in the library, Heidi, she now works at this library over in El Cerrito, and I taught a small group of artists. A lot of them were children, but there were a couple adults there too. I was told that I'm a pretty good teacher. I encourage people to go and apply themselves, but I don't try to force them to do it. So apparently that's a good balance to have. I think it just comes from all my years of teaching people how to play games. So that's pretty much the miscellaneous stuff. Doesn't necessarily involve my comic books or any of my other projects, just some things that had come up. So, first off, I want to start by thanking my patrons. You guys have been very supportive and helpful with a lot of my projects. So let's get into projects. I'll start with the small ones. I have been working on my board and card games. The biggest news is that I have now put in for prototype elements of my Actionland deck building game. I don't think you probably know anything about it. I've only been posting it a little bit online. I think I made like 2 posts, but that's because it's prototyped. It's just like note cards and newsprint. But I just got to a point where I sent it over to the Game Crafter. They're this print-on-demand company that you can send them files and they'll print out cards, boards, game components, and you can play with them. They're not super high quality, but they get the job done. So I just put in my files to the Game Crafter, so I should be getting the play decks for the Actionland game this upcoming week. And I said that's only possible because of my patrons. There's a couple more games I'm working on, but they're so new and young that it's not really worth bringing them up yet. If you know anything about the creative process, there's some projects that end up just falling by the wayside and you don't pick them up for like years. So I don't want to get you all excited about them and then me not deliver. But anyway, so that's game news. That's one of the projects I've been working on. Other projects are my comic books. There are 2 books that are going to be coming out this month. There's Alien 101 Book 3 and Dog of the Dead. So that's exciting. I think I just need to get my editors on it. I'm going to be getting physical copies of them, or at least the proofs, this upcoming week. So I'm going to hopefully get my editors to look at them and then get something finalized by the end of this month. Dog of the Dead's a unique case. That book is actually already done. I just need one more pass with the editors. I've had it edited a couple times already. But the reason that one's unique is because it's also getting a Kickstarter. So I'm going to have physical copies of the book, the original, and it's going to be black and white. You might have seen some online. And I'm going to be selling those. So I'm going to be bringing them to conventions with me. But I'm also getting a Kickstarter. The Kickstarter is for broad publication. I'm working with this company, Friesen Press, and they have this network of, they have first hire quality printers and they have retailers all around the country. So if I get it kickstarted, then not only will the book get an upgrade, but they'll also be available at these different places around the country. So that's going to be the first step in, getting my book out there. Depending on how the Kickstarter goes, I'm really excited. I'm hoping that I get enough funding to get it colored. That's going to be one of the stretch goals. People in the book, if you support it to a certain tier, you can become a zombie in the book. And then one of the stretch goals is, hey, if I get enough support, I can go back in and color the book. So it will not only be my first, book that's around the country, but also my first colored book. So that's really exciting. Still working on the video. It's almost done. So as soon as I get the Kickstarter video up and, polished, I'll put it on social media and you can check it out. It'll be fun. Other comic book news, Away is underway. That's going to be my first, rated R, more sexual adult themed book. That's just now getting through the first chapter, but I'm using models, so it's just hard getting them together to, you know, take reference and then work on it and then get it colored and, you know, focus on anatomy and things like that. If you're one of my patrons, you should be able to start seeing some art coming out of that. If you're not a patron, I guess you can, you'll just have to wait for it to be done, because it's not really a social media type of content, so I don't know why I'd splatter Facebook with it. I'm also reprinting or going back and redesigning some of my Smash Up posters. So there's 3 or 4 that I'm going back to work on. You might have seen, I might have posted some of the art on Facebook social media. One of them's of Huey Freeman, kind of crossed over with Afro Samurai. The other one's Zuko versus General Mustang. The other one is Rurouni Kenshin versus Vash the Stampede. Very exciting. I just kind of went in and added some digital elements to it to kind of polish them a little bit. And those are going to be going into print, so I should be having those next time you see me at a convention or, you know, a book signing. Other than that, that's all my projects that I've been working on. The last thing is I took a trip to Zeppelin Comics over in Benicia. That was very exciting. I had a book signing there with one of my scattered friends. I got to meet some fans, work on some content, and just do a little bit of networking, but it was a lot of fun. When I go to comic shops, usually what I do is sell them one of my books for half price, so that way they can make a profit on it when they eventually sell it. So apparently the day before I went there, this family had bought one of my Actionland books. And so when I was sitting at the table, this young aspiring artist, she was probably like 12, came up and she was just bouncing because she was so excited to see me and talk to me. And she really enjoyed my book, and that made me very happy. You know, so just for that alone, totally worth the trip. And it's, you know, always nice to meet fans. And they ended up buying the second volume of Actionland too. So I mean, that's from a business perspective, that's cool as well. But I'm mostly in it to try to get my book into the hands of people who appreciate them. That's pretty much all the news. There's, as I said, some things coming up this upcoming month. You should start seeing some pieces of Away if you're one of my patrons. You should also start seeing me advertising for Dog of the Dead and Alien 101 Book 3, because those will be out soon. You should also see some posters. I'm not sure if there's a con coming up immediately. You know, if there's some more events going on, then I'll keep you updated. But for now, that's it. Thanks for watching. Bye.